Yes, y'all. What's up? It's your boy D back for another freaking video today, right? How you doing? Just want to start off by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, right? So don't take it as that. Take it for educational and entertainment purposes only. Might be a little dark right now, right? I'm in Arizona. It's been pretty chilly and cold today, right? So not much sunlight today, right? So yeah, just want to get in here, talk about some things real quick. As far as I'm looking at it, it's just a waiting game now, right? Just patiently waiting, right, to collect some cheddar, some dough, okay? Or when this thing starts popping off, okay? And I think we're so close. I'm gonna show you something on the chart that I think is also indicating that we're right there, right, this close. And just don't forget that AMC has earnings on March 1st, okay? That's next week on Tuesday, all right? So we're expecting a lot of good news to come out of that. We don't even know what Aron's gonna say in there, right? He always has some kind of trick or something up his sleeve, right, that he doesn't make public until the earnings call, right? And I'm just talking about like the past earnings calls that I've been a part of, right? Yeah, so thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you for checking in, tuning in, watching the videos. And yeah, like yesterday's video with what I was talking about, like the pre-market stuff where there's shares that are being limit orders that are being put out there for $8,000, $5,000, right? Like $500, $800, right? Who's doing that? Well, like I don't think it's retail. Like I think it's institutions, right, that are also doing whatever it is allegedly, right? I don't know for sure, just an opinion. But yeah, let's jump into this. All right, cool. So the big news for the day first, right? Well, I'm gonna start off with AMC. Is gonna be this right here, and you don't see this being blasted everywhere. I mean, at this point, I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's having to do with the CEO, right? Aron. He boosts his ownership in cinema chain Grants Vest, right? So it's because he has boosted his stake in the company. As previous years, grants have vested, a move back up to now he what's it called? Following his share sales of late 2021. He has acquired just over 1 million shares through the vesting of prior year performance stock units. According to AMC's SEC's filing, with nearly half of those withheld from issuance to satisfy tax obligations. Aron's filing was one of the 9 of the company issued for executive stock vesting. The move left him with direct ownership of 793,974 shares, nearly quadrupling his holdings, all right? So maybe he's getting ready for the squeeze, right? Maybe because next week he's going to do the earnings call. We'll see what he says in there. So also now he has these granted but unvested shares totaling 2.3 right million. So I think that's what this tweet was talking about right here. See, this was back on January 12th when this tweet came out, right? And everybody's like, what is he talking about? So that's what it was referring to, right? Cool. So let's jump over to the chart, guys. What I want to point out today, this is the daily chart, right? And as you can see, there's 2 downtrends, right? The big one and the smaller one that I was tracking more recently that I said that we kind of broke out of, right? But now we're right back at the bottom of this, okay? We need to see if this is going to be basically like a double or triple bottom pattern, right? But there's not much more room to go, okay? And I'm taking it from the bottom of this, right? Over here, I got some touch points there. I got some touch points there. So to me, this looks like a big macro triangle, right? That we could possibly finally start making our move up, okay? Because it's like a spring that's just loaded and there's nowhere else to go, right? But if it breaks down, it's gonna break down pretty nasty, right? And I'm not a financial advisor, right? I'm not a financial advisor, but I think this is a good time to load up if you want to get more shares in your portfolio, right? Just because of the price, because of what's going on with the DOJ and everything that's going on in the background, right? So yeah, in my opinion, guys, we're coming to the end of this wedge, right? And it's been on Twitter too. Look at the OBV. Like the OBV has been going higher, right? So that's a good sign, which could indicate, right, that it's going to go higher, which means that would help us break right up to the upside because it's showing that money is coming in, okay? Like I said, I don't expect anything crazy this week. I'm more excited for next week, all right? So volume was really low at 29 million today for AMC, right? Nothing crazy. And I was surprised at how GME performed today. under, you know, the overall market conditions, because it shot up in the morning. I'm talking about GME. It was up almost 4%, came back down, then it was up again like 2.12, almost 3%, and then it ended up going down, so it closed at 114, right? But GME held up pretty well compared to this, right? Because this is the SPY. So you see the SPY has just been in this downtrend, right? And this is the 5-minute chart. I talked about this in the previous videos, right? That if it broke this support, well, there it goes. Broke that. So you can expect to see more downside, right? Because it's going to test all the supports along the way. Now, this is the daily, right? It's right back in this channel, guys, but this is what it's breaking, right? So that's what we're saying, like it even touched, but it could be a reversal. We don't really know yet, right? We're gonna have to see what happens, because it could also be a W, because it's done that in the past a lot of times, right? But because the overall trend is up, right? But the thing is, right now, just with the way the economy and the financial systems and everything, the way it's looking, right, with the war fear, it's bad, guys. I mean, there's not a lot of good news out there, right? It's a lot of bad news, a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty. We know all that, right? So that's what the pressure is. But me, when I'm thinking about this, it's like this is the best time to buy shares of whatever company, right? Because but I'm talking about like investments that you're willing to wait like 2 to 5 years at least, guys. Like, you know, that's just what happens in the market. Comes down, goes up, right? I mean, that's just how it goes. Next, we got the RICO Act right here, right? So what does this do? It allows law enforcement officials to file cases against an entire racket. The law allows prosecutors to seize the assets of an indicated party, thereby preventing the transfer of funds and property through shell companies. Providing more tools to law enforcement agencies to combat racketeering, the law allows prosecutors to charge organizations or individuals for up to 20 years of ongoing criminal activity for each count of racketeering. The law also allows prosecutors to charge organization leaders for crimes that they ordered others to commit. Ooh. So that's what you see what's going on with the RICO Act, right? We got news of that a couple of days ago. Right now, I don't know where they got these shares from, right? It says now they have 750,000. We have 1,899 calls in the money, which is basically nothing, and the fee seems to not exist, right? And I just wanted to point this out, guys. Like, so we know that you know, what's it called? BlackRock, they own 42 million shares of AMC, right? According to this right here. So here's some proof that, you know, from BlackRock. This is just talking about their security lending program. Here's some proof that they are lending out the shares, all right? That's why they have so many. That's what also they've been, you know, playing us with the price too, because when we get some runs, you know, then they start to lend it and they short and they make money on the side, right? So security lending involves the owner of shares or bonds transferring them temporarily to a borrower. In return, the borrower transfers other shares, bonds, or cash to the lender as collateral and pays a borrowing fee. Securities lending can therefore be used to incrementally increase fund returns for investors, right? So just some information on that. If you want to read up on it, I'll put the link down below, right? But yeah, I just wanted to point out, like, in my opinion, yeah, they are obviously lending out the shares. Like, there's all the details here about their securities lending program, right? So yeah, I think that's all we really got on AMC. I'll touch on the options chain real quick. But yeah, I mean, 17 and 20 is the range, right? On the calls, I was saying, you know, if we got above 20, it'd be pretty dangerous for the shorts, but we went the opposite way right now, right? So that's just because of the SPY and because of everything. Just looking at AMC here. Yeah, it's at 1571 right now. So all of these, you know, fell out of the money recently, and there is not much left, guys, right? The call side. So right now, in my opinion, not a time to play options on AMC, right? Because unless you want to play puts, but also, you know, at any time you could see a decent bounce on AMC if a hedge fund closes out or a short closes out, right, or something like that happens. But yeah, all these at 17 is where I saw the big chunk, so 7,600, which just, you know, the bigger the number, like, it adds more pressure to it, right? So that's why you saw that shot down to 16 pretty quick. Cool. Yeah, so that's all I got on AMC today. I'm gonna touch on Lucid, guys. It's not looking good as well, right? It was down let's see, 6% for the day today on top of all this, right? This is the 1 hour chart. And it's obviously in a short-term and a long-term downtrend right now, right? That's because there was the bad news, right, of the recalls, right? Even though it wasn't that many cars, because they don't have that many cars they have delivered yet. It was around 200 cars. But this is all I'm gonna really point out, guys, right? Like this is the support, right? We're at 24. So the next one that I saw was gonna be like around $20, right? But like I said, like if I can right here, I'm gonna scoop up more shares. I'm trying to build up my position right now, right? As the price is going down, because I've seen this price at 40, 50, $60, right? So to me right now, I'm going long. I still love Lucid. So I'm not really panicking too much. What I do want to talk about is their Twitter page real quick. Okay, I always go here. They launched this apparel store, right? So if you want to go get yourself a t-shirt or something or a hat, check this out. They got all kinds of styles, jackets, shirts, right? So I might pick up, I was looking down here. I kind of like this shirt and this hat, right? So I might order that here soon. And then, okay, so check this out. So this is this is an article that came out today, even though the news was more so for yesterday, right? But it's talking about the recall, right? It's recalling more than 200 of its Air sedans over a possible safety issue stemming from the suspension, right? From the front. It has something to do with the suspension in the front. But what I want to point out, right, I'm gonna go back, is that look at how many bad articles, right? Like the media is all of a sudden just, oh God, recalls. When recalls are a normal thing with any car. I've seen it with Chevy, right? With Ford, with Tesla, with whoever. There's always recalls, right? And they recall it just to fix it. But the important thing here is that look at the short interest, 16.5%, guys. And that's a highly shorted stock now, right? Lucid. I'm talking about Lucid. Almost 4 days to cover, right? That's pretty high. That means if the shorts were to get squeezed, it would take them almost 4 days to cover, right? So just notice that, right? That, you know, the media, they put out all these hit articles when the price is going down, right? To scare people and investors. And like we said, the earnings call is actually coming up on Monday, right? So that's what we have to keep in mind. That's what we have to look forward to. This week is just, in my opinion, just a wash. I'm not really like too hyped or too jacked, not spending too much energy on this week, right? Because there's next week is a bigger week for both AMC and Lucid, okay? Because we got the earnings, and usually we get new news, right, when it comes to earnings. So yeah, I just wanted to, you know, touch in with you guys today, give you an update. Nothing, I don't think anything changed really. We're still sitting good, right? Nothing has changed the thesis as far as for like AMC, guys. You know, we're sitting right where we want to be, okay? So hang in there. You know, I know if you're here, you're a diamond handed 8 at this point, and you believe and you've done your DD and you know what's going on, right? And we're just waiting for a payday, right? So it's time to kick back, just relax, all right? We'll see what happens. But I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video. Later.